Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Bank. Get out there. Big Frig, a way of life. Frank's Butcher Shop, Wyoming born, raised and shipped to your door. And by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. I'm your host, Alan Treadwell. On this episode, we head out to Kentucky to check out an incredible private estate with a spring-fed lake, beautiful waterfront cabin, and diverse hunting opportunities, before heading out to Nebraska to visit a prime piece of land found right along the North Platte River. And while we showcase a few select listings on each episode, Hayden Outdoors has hundreds of properties from coast to coast listed on haydenoutdoors.com. And now we're off to Texas to experience some of the best Aoudad hunting the hill country has to offer.
Well, there's not many places I'd rather be when the days start getting shorter and the temperature starts cooling down than Texas. And we're here on a wonderful place that Phillips has listed in the hill country. And man, it's always like Christmas morning to me when you come down here, because you just never know what you're gonna see. Just such a sportsman's paradise with all the different opportunities to enjoy the outdoors, enjoy land, enjoy creation. You know, this is just an amazing place.
Today we're in Texas with Hayden Outdoors agent Phil Phillips on one of his listings, the Rocky Creek Hill Country Ranch. This portion of Texas is home to some of the most famed and diverse hunting land in the United States. It's amazing to just be out here and experience nature as God intended.
You know, there's just some opportunities of animals down here in Texas that, you know, folks from the Midwest like me don't get an opportunity to experience very often, but they have axis deer down here and hogs and, you know, nilgai and, you know, mouflon sheep and, you know, all these animals. And today, this trip, we're chasing an Aoudad, which is a really, really cool animal. You know, I've been fortunate over the years to be able to take a couple of them, and they're one of my favorite things to hunt. They're so smart. You know, they call them the poor man's sheep, and they're just like hunting a sheep. I mean, they're so smart. Unfortunately, this morning, you know, we didn't really get an opportunity to Aoudad, but just sitting here and seeing the critters, you know, I mean, seeing the whitetails, and we had some pigs come through, and, you know, had a cold front come through last night. I mean, it's just Texas as good as it gets. So, and hang in there, and maybe we can find us one before the trip's over.
Aoudad are definitely not an easy animal to hunt, and even finding one can sometimes be difficult.
Just around the bend here, there's a elevated blind. Off to the right's a water hole,
Okay.
and then there's a feeder, but it's this big long meadow that goes all the way around. I've got a bunch of trail camera pictures. I'd being there all times of the day, so.
Well, I mean, it's the peak of the day right now. If they're going to come to water, it'd be a good time for them to do it.
Yeah, and you just don't know where you're going to spot them, but we can at least go check it out. If it looks good to you, we can sit there this evening.
Okay.
If not, we'll go back where this
Sounds
morning.
good. Let's take a little hike. I see him there. That's a really, really big Aoudad.
He doesn't even know we're here.
He's just sitting there feeding.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Big Frig, a way of life.
Hiring?
Let's go.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Frank's Butcher Shop, Wyoming born, raised, and shipped to your door.
Now let's head over to Kentucky to take a look at a property that Agent Pat Doyle has listed, Knight and Hale Farm.
Folks, welcome to today's Ultimate Hunting Show. We're out here in the middle of a snowstorm, if you can believe that.
We're here in Western Kentucky at the Knight and Hale Farm that we enjoyed so much over the years, where we've done a lot of entertaining. And we started our business in 1972, and this led up to this farm right here. And David, you know, we got a lot of memories here, brother.
And we've had great success in making this a sample of what can be done when you clear up acres for food plots and manage your timber.
You know, Harold, it would take millions of dollars to set up a piece of property this large, to, you know, collect this piece of property and to set it up the way you guys have got this set up. You know, it's not just for hunting either. You know, this lake down here, it's about a 7.5 acre lake. And, you know, to build a lake now, it's tough. It's tough to get the permits and do it and everything. But anyway, I've really enjoyed that lake. And that's one of my favorite pastimes, is fishing. That I can remember when we got the dozers down there, and I can remember you setting up on that dozer, showing them just exactly how you wanted it.
The great thing about this lake right here is enough water runs out of it and enough water runs into it that it equals out. It turns over about every 2 or 3 years. Spring fed.
Yeah. And I've really enjoyed that over the years.
You know how many times me and them grandchildren went out there fishing on that lake? And
yeah, I'd go and catch fish and turn them loose in the lake, and Dave and the grandboys would catch them and eat them. And that's what I wanted them to do. Well, it's already set up, David, for someone to come in here to fish, to turkey hunt, to deer hunt, to trail ride. Y'all have done it all, and you've got 2 beautiful homes sitting on this piece of property. I mean, it's the real deal. It's a turnkey deal. My gosh, these trails for miles and miles and miles. And you and I, our horse was a ATV, put a little gas in it. That was always our horse. You know, we've done a lot of entertaining here too. You know, this is what this thing was actually developed for, is to bring some of our customers, people we did business with, outdoor riders, and entertain them. And
I bet you there's not another piece of property in this part of the country that has had any more publicity than.
You're probably right, because
all the riders we brought in here.
That's right.
You know, Harold, if this place is so good and got all these great attributes, how come we selling this place is one of the things that people want to know.
Well, you know, every good thing has to come to an end, David. You know, we have to realize that we're not as young as we used to be.
Ropes done got short.
That's right, a rope's a lot shorter than it used to be. You know, I just hope the people that get this piece of property enjoys as much as we have, because I have certainly enjoyed it over the years. I got a lot of fond memories, and I will guarantee whoever gets it, they're going to be pleased with it after they see it and come in here and just see what it has to offer.
Well, you can believe one thing. If I wasn't in the shape I was in, it never would be for sale.
You got that right.
That's a big plus.
You don't have to chalk this call. It'll last for months.
I'm not going to tell how old you are, but you never lose that old thrill to hunt, do
No,
you?
you sure don't.
You still got it, ain't you?
I still got it, and I still need to practice.
This segment of Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land is brought to you by Outdoor Bank. Get out there. Introducing Hayden Outdoors Mercantile. Get your own Hayden Outdoors branded gear for your life outdoors and more. Offering a variety of branded gear and apparel, from finely crafted clothing, handmade leather accessories, coolers, drinkware, hats, and more, from popular brands like Orvis, Big Frig, Tacticam, Cool, and more. So go to HaydenOutdoors.com, pick up your collection of Hayden gear, and join the stampede. Hayden Outdoors Mercantile, ride for the brand. Welcome to Lake in the Aspen Ranch. This unique retreat features a stunning main log home with 4 bedrooms and 3 baths and a breathtaking 9-acre private lake. Step outside onto the expansive 1,200 square foot deck where you can take in the serene views of 120 acres of pristine Colorado high country. This sought-after mountain real estate has 2 cabins offering prime hunting opportunities surrounded by the San Isabel National Forest. Looking to sell your land quickly? Hayden Outdoors offers online land auctions through our auction platform and mobile app. In just 45 days, we can list your property, design and launch a property marketing plan, and host an online auction through our proven online auction platform. Contact one of our land professionals today to learn more about land auctions at HaydenOutdoors.com. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.HaydenOutdoors.com.
Now we're headed over to Nebraska to an amazing property listed by agents Dax Hayden and John Harity, Sheep Creek Farm and Hunt.
My name's John Harity. I'm the sales manager and one of the managing brokers here at Hayden Outdoors, and really proud to represent this property, Sheep Creek Farm and Hunt. Sheep Creek Farm and Hunt is located directly south of Morrill, Nebraska, on the North Platte River.
Morrill is a great little town in western Nebraska, not too far from Scottsbluff, Nebraska. And the property is kind of in the hub of what I would call the migration for waterfowl. So there's a huge benefit to that in the value of this ranch and farm, and also in the same breath, the farming is as good as it gets for that area on this property.
It's about 46 acres total. It's 160 acres of alfalfa. 650 acres is growing corn right now. And so mostly class 2 soils, so your corn production there is in the upper 200s bushels per acre, so very productive.
It's one of the best irrigated farms in combination with river and accretion ground that we've ever had.
Really great irrigation infrastructure. There's preferred irrigated acres there, Pathfinder ditch water along with really good well water. Great soils, grows great crops there. So like I said, one of the best combination properties that I've ever been on.
This property has amazing duck hunting, amazing hunting really, and just tremendous farm ground adjoining it for both hunting and great yields with excellent water.
Full of ducks, full of geese. It has really great turkey hunting, great deer hunting, and the elk population is starting to migrate that way, so we're seeing some elk on the river there. There's also a barndominium that was built within the last few years, very well appointed. The living quarters is a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. That is finished out with beetle kill from Jackson, Wyoming. So he really spared no expense in the building the barndominium. It looks out over the entire western part of the property. So he sits in front and views wildlife, and sees the ducks and the deer moving through.
I personally have not sold very much farm ground that was better laying and better soils than this property. It has tremendous soils, excellent yields, and just overall access to markets in town and in the area it's in. It's just a tremendous farm for value, and it provides additional benefits because it's great hunting around it and on the property itself during the fall. So it's pretty much a whole package here with Sheep Creek Farm and Hunt.
I sort of have a saying that, I want to list properties that I want to own myself, and this is definitely one of them. I mean, it's probably one of the best farm properties and duck hunting properties that I've ever been on. And so I praised farms for about a 10-year period of time throughout the Midwest, and was on a lot of great farms, but nothing compares to this one.
We'll be right back with more Hayden Outdoors, Life on the Land.
For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com. Have you heard the news? Because the largest and most aggressive land marketing plan just got bigger, and Hayden Outdoors is stampeding its way throughout the country with more advertising horsepower than ever before. Millions of dollars spent to bring buyers and sellers together through a marketing plan that's the cream of the crop, reaching millions of land buyers monthly, with over $5 billion in land sales over the last 5 years. Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. The Frank story started when Billy Brenton learned quality Wyoming beef was not readily available to everyone at an affordable price. Billy's vision of Frank's Butcher Shop came to life to bring Wyoming-raised beef, cut straight from your personal butcher, fresh to your table. Visit franksbutchershop.com and take 25% off for subscribing and enjoy delicious, high-quality, dry-aged beef. Frank's, Wyoming-born, raised, and shipped from our door to yours. Nestled in south central Jackson County, Kansas, this nearly 80-acre farm offers the perfect blend of land diversity for any investor. The property features roughly 56 acres of tillable ground currently planted in soybeans, alongside a prairie grass pasture producing 33 large round bales, with terraced, well-maintained rolling fields and a mix of clay loam soils. This farm has a history of strong yields in crops like wheat and milo. Plus, all water and mineral rights are included with a long-term tenant ready to stay. Don't miss this prime investment opportunity. For more information about any of the properties featured on Life on the Land, visit www.haydenoutdoors.com.
Take your time. He doesn't even hear the wind's right in our face. That's amazing.
He looks massive, but I can't tell for sure with his head down like that.
I'm not sure how long he is, but he's got to be an old Randy.
There he is. He's gonna start walking now.
You just never know when it's gonna happen. Phil, you hear people say,
I could have my bow with me on that one.
You hear, yeah, you should have had your bow with this, is what you should have done. What you hear people say all the time is like, oh, a bad day can turn around in the blink of an eye. And sometimes they really do.
No question.
I mean, we are going into the feeder right now, on our way in, come around the corner, and that big joker's just standing there feeding. He has no idea we're anywhere in the world. We sat there and watched him for a little bit, and when he picked his head up and he started scratching his back with that big old horn, I was like, God almighty.
That's a good one.
What an aoudad.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Pretty amazing.
You know, the best thing is you got to be with me, man. That was cool.
There's so many big aoudad on this place. They've done, nobody's hunted in here for 4 years, so the next owners are going to have a big time.
They're starting to, some lungs right there, but man, I'm glad we don't have to blood trail him very far. Good grief, look at those. That is a aoudad.
Well, that's what we're looking for. Didn't expect it to go down like that, but I'm glad it did.
I am absolutely speechless.
And he's got great shafts. Big old mature ram.
I'm absolutely speechless. What an amazing animal. So, I've been able to hunt these things a couple different times. And this is by far the biggest. But they're tough animals.
When I saw him go down, I was really surprised.
This is look at my hand shaking, I'm a guy that don't get too nervous, and you can see my fingers shaking, but I knew he was big, and I knew he was big when I could see him in the grass. When we come around the corner and see him sit there in the grass feeding, I was like, that's a big ram. And then when he picked his head up and scratched his back with that horn, I was like, that's a pretty good one. But they're crazy. Look at that. These are some of the weariest animals that I've ever hunted.
Anywhere.
Anywhere, exactly. Their eyesight's amazing. Their sense of smell is amazing. All it's going to take is for somebody to come here, ride around, and they're going to fall in love with this place.
We pulled into the ranch house day before yesterday. We came in to do some feeders. We got back from the brokers meeting, and they just cleared all that this spring. A lot of cedar in there, and they opened it up to where you got fantastic views from the barndominium, and there were aoudad sheep, white-tailed deer, black buck, and blue wildebeest all in that big meadow right in front of the lodge. So, no, it's It's a recreational paradise, and whether you're going to do a hunting outfitting business or you just want a place to raise beautiful exotics, this is definitely a great ranch.
Look at that. Like I mentioned earlier, I've had the privilege of Aoudad hunting a couple of times before. Every time I go out for one, it's a different experience. And I've got to say, this has been by far the best Aoudad trip of my life. I'd like to say thank you to Phil and Karen Phillips for having us out and showing us hospitality and letting us enjoy one of their incredible listings. And if you've got an event or story you'd like featured on Life on the Land, be sure to let us know, because it's genuine folks all across this country that make it such a special place to buy up some ground and live life on the land.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at HaydenOutdoors.com.